Yo, what's going on guys, Arax here, welcome back to another Destiny 2 video, and in today's video I want to bring you guys a bit of Arc Strider gameplay that was shown during an E3 livestream, but I also want to speak very quickly about a new weapon type coming to Destiny 2, and a couple of other cool images that came in the Destiny 2 press pack for E3. So as always, if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated, and be sure to comment down below and let me know what you guys think of all of this. Now to begin with, let's start with what we've all been waiting to see, and that is of course Arc Strider gameplay. The other day, I put up a subclass breakdown for Arc Strider, talking about the moves, the abilities, and everything else you can find in the tree. So if you missed that, then I will link that down below. But since then, a few short minutes of gameplay was shown during a live stream with Deej. The gameplay was in the new Countdown PvP mode, but the Hunter playing used the Arc Staff Super a number of different times, and you can see that in the gameplay that's looping in the background. Apologies, it's a little bit low quality, but that's stream footage for you. The stuff itself looks incredibly cool though, and I was actually chatting to Cosmo today about the subclass at E3, and he mentioned how in combat it feels a lot more precise than Blade Dancer used to, but it also requires a lot more thought. It's not just a case of activating it and spamming away. On the contrary, if you attempt to do that, you won't get very far. The Hunter's hits with the staff are very deliberate, so if you kind of just spam the attack button, you won't actually fling forward, you'll just find yourself not covering a great deal of ground and you'll leave yourself open, probably get shot. However, if you learn to use it properly, you can even then go as far as to catapult yourself forwards, which is incredibly useful for closing ground on your enemy. It's also worth mentioning that the Hunter appears to have a more traditional punch melee, as opposed to the slice and dice dagger from Destiny 1. I'll actually be going hands-on with the Arc Strider subclass at E3 myself tomorrow, so I will follow up at some point soon with a more in-depth breakdown of exactly how the subclass plays, flows and feels, but for the time being, this is a quick glimpse of the Arc Strider in action. However, after that, I want to speak quickly about a new weapon type being added to Destiny, the Linear Fusion Rifle. It actually belongs in the power slot, which brings the total number of power weapon types up to 7. Unfortunately, I don't have any gameplay for it just yet. This came in the PC build. There were kind of a couple of new weapons snuck in there, but of course didn't have too much time. So I'll try and grab some more of that for you guys tomorrow. But for the time being, this is an image of what it looks like. It's still classified as a fusion rifle. However, instead of firing out sort of like a burst of lasers or kind of beams, it fires out one concentrated beam, so it's very, very powerful, very precise. Similar, I guess, in that vein to something like Sleeper Simulant. You can crit with it, and of course it has relatively decent range. The one that was being used in demo was called the Tarantula 3FR. It belonged to the Vice Foundry. It has a magazine size of 4. It has a perk called Precision, where it fires a long-range precision energy bolt. Now, because it specifically calls that out, I'm not sure whether this will be one of those kind of like one-time linear fusion rifles, or whether there'll be like, different ones that have different behaviors, because of course this one has a perk that specifically states it fires in, a long precise bolt. So there could well be different ones, but given the category, it probably falls within the same set. However, on top of that, it also has a perk that gives it faster time to aim down sights. So much like all the other Vice weapons, it's actually pretty quick to handle, and of course really good to use in combat. Also looks really cool. I'm a huge fan of the Vice color scheme and the kind of the way that the weapons look, so this is definitely one that I'm looking forward to checking out myself. On top of that, there are some more shots of the PlayStation exclusive armor sets. These ones here, they do look quite cool. The Titan looks a little bit bulky, but up until now, most of the shots we saw were kind of like cropped off, or sort of, the top half of the Guardians, but these are some very clear shots of what the gear will look like. Of course, generally speaking, the PlayStation exclusive stuff isn't really that important. Yes, the exotic weapon does look pretty sweet, but when it comes to things like gear, one extra map, one extra strike, most of that stuff you don't really need to worry about too much. So for those of you guys playing on Xbox or PC, then I wouldn't worry about too much all up. But for those of you guys that are on PlayStation and want to know what that gear will look like, then this is your answer. And then finally, there was also a couple of cool pictures of Ghaul in the concept art, and it actually shows a scale of the Guardians next to him. Ghaul is about 2.5 times as tall as a Guardian, which is pretty big. You of course saw that in the most recent trailer. If you guys saw the PlayStation conference, the live stream, then he basically kicks off the edge, and that kind of gives us a glimpse as to what will happen at the end of, I would imagine, the very first story mission, where we get stripped of our powers and he basically kind of puts us back in our place. But either way, this I just thought was really cool image to kind of like show you the sort of scale of the opponent that we are up against. Maybe not necessarily the biggest opponent we've fought to date, but he is still going to be a force to be reckoned with. But anyway, for the time being, that was a quick update on a few new things. I will of course have some more Destiny 2 videos coming very soon. It's been a really busy week at E3 with tons of different games to cover, videos to put out, so I do still have some Destiny 2 stuff to kind of catch up on, but expect a kind of big roundup at the end of the week with all the information that you might have missed. So, for the time being, thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you guys think of the Arc Strider gameplay? I'll leave you with a little bit more of it, just so you can sort of see it at the end of the video. But take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.